I'm Nerissa with David Ling Real Estate. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Ryan Buckholdt, leader of the Buckholdt Home Finance team at Cross Country Mortgage. He's done a fascinating analysis to address the question of, does it make more sense to rent or buy in Santa Cruz County? And I really wanted to share this with you all.
Thanks, Nerissa. I'm a mortgage advisor for the last 27 years, and I've been asked this question countless times. Naturally, the answer is different for every individual situation. But I wanted to look at an average price point and an income profile and see how things pencil out in general. I ran a bunch of analysis that we'll share with you now.
Great.
So I took an analysis of renting versus owning. And I wanted to start with what rents will do over the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years based off price appreciation or annual increases in rent. I took a $4,500 a month because that seems pretty average on a 2 to 3 bedroom home here in Santa Cruz County. If that increases at a 3% over the next 30 years, it will be $10,900 per month rent that renter would be paying at the end of 30 years. That's a pretty big number compared to the $4,500 today. So next I want to talk about income growth. So income growth, what it takes in order to buy a property in the 1.25 range is about $250,000 worth of income. If you take income and do a 3% inflation growth, over the next 30 years, that income is going to go up to $600,000 per year, which is a pretty astonishing number. So what it shows is basically while incomes go up, rents are going to go up too. Which when you have a mortgage, it doesn't necessarily do that. And I'll show you that in the next slide. Owning, it actually locks in your costs on the mortgage. Yes, taxes and insurance do go up, but it locks in the price on the mortgage. So on this slide, what I did is a $1.2 million property, putting 20% down at today's interest rate of roughly 6.5 on a 30-year fixed. And with taxes, insurance, everything, you're looking at about a payment of $77.72 per month. So $7,772 per month. However, with tax deductibility on interest and on the taxes on the property, a realized payment would be about $6,066. So again, because of the tax savings, that could be the realized payment. Everybody's situation is different. So you should definitely contact your CPA and talk through all the numbers on what your potential savings could be. But if you look at this graph, it shows that the cost of home ownership, that yes, definitely rents are lower than the $6,000 a month mortgage payment. But by year 10, when monthly costs in rents start going up, it almost breaks even there to where renting is the same as the $6,000 mortgage payment. But as you can see in year number 30, where the mortgage payment stays linear, you have the rent cost going up pretty substantially. So that's a pretty good graph on showing you kind of what it's going to look like in the coming years. Okay, next we're going to talk about home appreciation over time. So I took a 1.25 million purchase price and I used a 6% appreciation rate. Where we got that from is since 1986 to 2023, it actually came out to a 6.4% appreciation rate. So I backed it off, was a little conservative. If you use a 6% appreciation rate over a $1.25 million property over 30 years, that house potentially could reach $7.1 million in value. So that property is going to appreciate over the next 30 years, according to what history has shown us. 7.1 million is a pretty big difference from the 1.25 that you purchase at today. And so I get this question all the time too, is what if I just stay invested in the stock market instead of purchasing a home? So what I did is I took the $200,000 that they were originally going to put down and put that into the stock market. Then I took the difference between what the rent payment is and what the mortgage payment is and contributed that to an investment account every single month for the next 30 years. And I used an 8% rate of return. So the green line represents the equity in the home as you own the property, whereas the blue line represents the investment account going up over time. So the bottom line is after 30 years of owning a property, it would net a $7.1 million in equity compared to if you invested in the stock market, it would net you about $2.8 million. As you can see in the graph, after 19 years of home ownership, that's where it starts to outperform the other investment of investing into stock market. The truth is that most people are not going to have the discipline to put away that difference in mortgage versus the rent payment into that savings account or into that investment account. So it's like a forced savings account when you purchase a property that you are having to put that money away into the property, which again yields a greater rate of return on your asset.
Thank you, Ryan. That's pretty compelling stuff. My take-home messages are that although paying a mortgage may cost you more than renting for the first 10 years, give or take, after that point, you have locked in your housing costs and you will be saving money every month moving forward. In addition, you accumulate equity, which is likely to give you more than double the net worth after 30 years. I love how you liken a mortgage to a forced savings account because the sad truth is that 40% of American workers have no retirement savings at all. But if you build this equity investment into your monthly budget, it can pay huge dividends in the long run. It's no wonder that the richest people in the world use real estate as a way to multiply and pass down their wealth. And that's why the boomers and Gen Xers who bought homes in their youth are now comfortable in retirement, taking cruises, and helping out their children and grandchildren.
Right on. And if there's anyone out there just curious about how their unique situation pencils out, they can give me a call. I can crunch the numbers, and based off of your income and the price point that you're looking at, we can definitely figure out what it is that you can afford.
I will definitely bring my clients in to have you do the analysis for them. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us. And if you, as a viewer, are now fired up to build your real estate empire, this is a great moment to buy. Prices have definitely come down a bit, and so have interest rates. And there are a lot of beautiful homes to choose from. Even better, sellers are ready to negotiate. Until next time, this is Nerissa Wong-Ben-Heron, your Santa Cruz realtor.
And this is Ryan Buckholdt with the Buckholdt Home Financing Team, always ready to help.